here we are, we're back, everyone. So we're in part 2 of the series with Sergio Santana. Deborah Lee Simpson, she asked, just want to check if Canadian citizen will be able to still guarantee to be able to stay the 180 days without special paperwork.
Yes, yes. Well, this is a little problem what we are having with some clients right now is the people who have the authority for give to you 30 days, 180 days, 50 days, 3 days is the agent who give to you the paper.
Like that, right when you get to the airport.
Yes. Yeah. Right now they are asking you, hey, for how many time you will go to Mexico? And some people you say, no, I just go 1 month for vacation, and they just put 1 month.
1 month. Okay.
If somebody say, no, I just gonna go and back 3 days.
Sure.
And then they come with us or with the ENM office and say, hey, why they give me that FMM good for 10 days?
Right.
And it's because they
said,
yes,
I'm only gonna stay for a weekend.
So but the question about that question is yes, the law don't change nothing. Any kind of rules, alignments, or law don't change about the visas or the citizens, residents here in the country, nothing. The only thing is right now the Mexican government, they are a little bit more delicate about that because a lot of people of another country want to come to Mexico.
Right.
And sometimes come people who they want to work illegal or they don't regularly say them situation, and it's just like security, a little bit of protection of the Mexican system and process. So
what should somebody say when they get to the airport and that guy says, how long are you going to stay here?
6 months.
6 months.
Yes.
Just say, I'm going to stay here for 6 months.
I rent a apartment for 6 months, or I have my condo, and I'll be here all the 6 months.
The entire time.
Yes. I want to be 6 months. I have my rent. I have my house.
At some point, even if you only plan to stay for 4 months, just say 6 months, right?
Exactly.
Why say less?
Do they ask you for proof, like a reservation, a condo name, or something?
No. Well, that is so fast. They don't ask a lot of questions. They don't ask. The most important is don't be nervous. If you look like really nervous and you don't answer fast, and you think like,
then they start checking your bag and they find all the weird stuff that you brought, and that's when you have problems.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes, just like to try to be natural.
Yeah, stay cool as a cucumber.
Exactly, right? Just like that.
Right.
Just like that.
Cool as a pepino. All right, so Brett Fernois, he has a question. I'm going to the consulate on the 27th in Denver. I can't make the requirements on any single thing for permanent residency. Hope they will accept a combination of things. Just don't have strictly cash, but plenty of real property plus a condo in Bucerias. I understand all consulates are different. Hopefully it all works out. Otherwise, I'll have to take the temporary route.
I already let you know for the resident visa.
Yeah.
But I will let you know for the resident temporal, they have a little more low fees. And for, as you say, he have a condo here.
Yeah.
If you have a property in the country for some amount, they give to you as a resident temporal visa. But at the end, everyone's gotta have in the mind the last decision, the last call is the agent who is making the interview.
Okay.
So the most important is go with all the documents, what you need, you think you're gonna need for proof your incomes,
Right.
So if you prove you have a really good company, if you prove you have properties, if you prove you have savings, incomes, maybe you qualify. But at the end, as I say, the only two ways for get your visa permanent directly, and as I say, it's a privilege,
Yes.
is incomes, pension incomes, like $5,000 US per month, or the $185,000 in balance of the last 12 months.
Okay.
But if you convince to the agents,
Yeah.
they will give to you the resident permanent visa.
Okay.
But if you don't, they will give to you the temporal visa.
So show up with a nice bottle of wine, maybe some donuts.
I don't think they're gonna let you go with that. But just go with a nice smile and with a bunch of good documents.
Oh,
Exactly.
Documents and compliments.
Exactly.
Right?
Let me tell you more exactly. As I say, I already told you about the resident permanent visa. For a resident temporal, the more common or normal way for get that visa is just if you prove you have incomes here. Doesn't matter if you are working or your pension or you rent a couple of houses and you have that income.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how. If you prove you have incomes for the last 6 months of $2,800 US, they will give to you a resident temporal.
Okay.
Another simple way is for the balance, the same of your bank account, your balance of the last 12 months. You just gotta have let's say $46,000 savings or balance, investment, savings in your bank account, and they give to you the resident temporal. If you have a property in the country with a volume of, let's say, $370,000.
The value has to be that.
Exactly, or more. Why should someone use an immigration lawyer to obtain their visas? Okay, I want to say first, any people can do the process by themselves, all the process. But what happened? If you know what documents you need to prove over there in the consul, with the first appointment, you get your visa.
Yeah.
If you go with the documents, what the law say, you go prepare with a formal request, with your pictures, with your money, with all the documents, what is proving you qualify for your resident, temporary or permanent, you just go one time. I know a lot of people who they have to go 2 or 3 times because they don't know what documents they need.
Right.
And at the end, maybe you just forget 1 month of bank statements, or if you're gonna get your visa for some way, you just don't go with all the documents ready.
Right.
But what I see a lot in the E&M office is when they come with the visas, the first mistake what they do is they come to the country and come as a tourist.
Okay.
They didn't show the visa when they come. So it's a problem over here.
Yeah.
Sometimes they let us do the process, and the E&M office change that FMM, that tourist visa, for 180 days. They have to send to the airport and change for a new one for 30 days and do the process, and sometimes that take 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
And if you come with all the documents right and you enter right to the country, we do it in 1 day.
Right.
Another thing is, I saw a lot of people who go to migration. I saw and I talk with a lot of people, a lot of clients who they went to the ENM office like 5 times, 7 times.
Yeah.
Spend all the 7 days, all the day over there in Migración.
Right.
And they just did a wrong document, they did a wrong payment and have to pay again.
And they do the whole process.
They lose the appointment.
Yeah.
They lose, sometimes, as I say, they come run to the country and have to go back and come back again.
Yeah.
So for why you wanna hire an attorney, ENM attorney, is for take care of your time and your money.
Yeah.
And
you're gonna save time and money, and it's just well worth it. You're gonna get, if you try to do it on your own, you're gonna get frustrated, and you're gonna just become you're just gonna be very frustrated.
Yes.
And the people behind the counter are gonna get to know you, and you guys are gonna learn to hate each other. And you don't want that situation, because that's what happens.
Yes.
So it's just like, let Sergio do it. He's gonna tell you what you're gonna need, everything you're gonna need to bring. He's gonna sort it all out, put it in the pile of documents the way that the immigration office wants it, and they're gonna go, cool, this guy makes my job easy, and they're just gonna check it off the list, and you're gonna get your visa like that.
Exactly, that's right. You're just gonna have to wait, sign, put fingerprints, pictures, wait 2-3 days, and get your green card.
Yeah.
No problem.
Cool. And so, what does it cost for somebody for your services?
Okay, right now, forget all, analyze the situation and prepare all the documents for your appointment over there in the consul. We are just charging 1,000 pesos, who is $50.
50 US dollars.
50 US dollars.
Okay.
And over here, for change that visa for the green card, over here in the country, we charge 4,000 pesos. Why? 2,000 because we have to prepare all the documents, we have to validate the information in the system and make an appointment for the ENM office, and we have to go with you to the appointment. Over there, we start the process, we notify a couple of information in the system, we put your general information in the system, and we help you until you get your green card in your hand. So as I say, you don't have to do nothing here in the country. You just come with me, I prepare all the documents, I make the appointment, I do all the process. You just wait, as I say, sign, put your fingerprints, pictures, and wait for your green card 2-3 days.
Okay.
So as I say, I really saw and talked with a lot of people who at the end, 5-7 trips, a lot of money, time, gas, and everything. They didn't do the process, and at the end, they come with us.
With you anyways, right?
And yes.
Yeah.
So
and like, this is so much easier. Why didn't I do this before?
Exactly.
So don't be like those people. Just do it right the first time.
Exactly.
Where does somebody start the process to get their visa?
Okay, as I say, the normal way for get your visa is in the Mexican consul in your residence country.
Got it.
Okay, so over there you have to call to the consul. Right now, the Mexican consul, the SRE, they active a program, a Mexitel. It's a program, online program, what you can make your appointment for your visa. And I have my account. I register. I have my account for make an appointment, but this is a really good program, but it's really new.
Okay.
It's so new, so it's working really slow.
Got it.
And what we are recommended is we give them the number and the email address of the consul of your interest, and you can call by yourself or send an email, and they will send you back or call you back with explaining when you want your appointment and a little bit what documents you need. But at the end, we can help you for make your appointment in the consul over there, Mexican consul in your country, but it's almost 100% personal. That the consul don't recognize another legal represented. I don't know how do you say. ¿Cómo se dice, amor? Yes.
No, like if you're talking on the phone, you have to be yourself.
Exactly.
It doesn't
Oh,
recognize
okay.
a legal representative.
Yeah.
Yes, the only way for get your visa in the system, I can help you.
Okay.
But for get your visa more simple and fast, have to be by yourself. But honestly, it's really easy. Everyone speak English.
Yeah.
And French, I think so.
Yeah.
So I can help you with all the documents, with the requirements, with prepare everything. But at the end, you have to make a call, an appointment, and that's it.
Okay.
So for start the process for get your visas, it's in the Mexican consuls in your resident country.
Got it.
After get your visa from the consul over there in your country, you're gonna have 6 months. That visa will be good for 6 months. So you're gonna have 6 months for come to the country and change that visa for a green card.
Got it.
Okay?
Yeah.
So in that 6 months, you come to Mexico. As I say, you show your passport and your visa all the time. They will give to you an FMM, like the tourist visa, but will say 30 days. Okay. Good for canje, for change. So with that FMM, good for 30 days, your visa and your passport, we can prepare the documents and make an appointment for change your visa for your green card.
And that's what Donna just asked. She said, do you start the immigration process in your home country first, or can you start it while staying in Mexico?
As I say, the normal way is over there in the consuls. Proof you have balance, incomes, and they will see if you qualify for a permanent or resident visa. Okay. After that, you come here. But as you know, the law gives us a couple of ways for get your resident, temporary, or permanent visa here in the country.
Okay.
As I say, one is if you get married with a Mexican, you have the rights for get your resident temporal visa, 2 years and then permanent. If you have a son, you have a son here in the country, right, born in Mexico, you will have the rights for get a resident permanent directly. Or if you qualify of one of the programs, what they have right now for the COVID situation.
Yes.
But as I say, these programs will be all the time. So
most likely you're going to start it in your home country.
The normal way is that.
That's the safe way to do it. Right?
Yes,
okay.
Yes, that's the better way, the normal way. But in case you are in Mexico and you can go out of the country, maybe you qualify for a resident temporary here.
Chris R., he asked the question, I think we already answered this one, about the 180 days tourist visa. He's asking if that's still available. It is.
Yes.
You just tell the officer at the desk, hey, I'm staying for 180 days. I'm staying for 6 months.
Yes.
And then he said, would someone coming down from November to April benefit from applying for a temporary residency? Do you need to be a temporary resident to open a bank account and buy property?
Okay, for buy a property, you don't need to be a resident temporal here in the country. Mm-hmm. With your tourist visa, you can buy a property, and a bank will give to you an account because it's gonna be a trust. Okay. So you're gonna can get your property here in the country, but in a normal way, if you just come to Mexico with your tourist visa, you don't can go to get a Mexican account, bank account. Yeah. You don't. Right. You don't. But you can buy a property.
You can still buy a property.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Through a trust.
But you get a trust.
You get a trust from the bank, and that's the only way you get an account. Yeah. But buying a property. Okay. So.
Very good. And then KRL. any tips on how to ensure you get the 180 days? We've covered that. If you own a property or condo, is an automatic guarantee you get the 180 days, providing you have a temporary residency. So like, I think she's saying she already has a temporary residency.
I recommend them get the resident temporal, because in the moment, if that person in one moment want to sell that property, will help a lot get a resident temporal.
Sure.
Talking about taxes. But one thing, if you come to the country, you just say, I'm going for 6 months, I have my condo, I already rent a place for 6 months, so please just give me a good one for 180 days. And another, I don't know, maybe she's talking about this. If she already have the green card, resident temporal visa, all the time, when she go out of the country and come back, she have to show all the time the green card, passport and green card. Never cross as a tourist.
Okay.
It's really important, and this is for everyone, because happens a lot of times and makes a lot of problems.
Right.
When you come to the country, and you come, my clients told me sometimes there are 3 lines. One line for the tourists, another line for the residents, and another line for the Mexicans.
Right.
Never take the tourist visa if a tourist line if you are a resident.
Right.
And if sometimes they have a tourist line and Mexican line, take the Mexican line.
Mexican line.
All the time.
Yeah.
Why? Because if you already are a resident temporal or resident permanent and you have your green card, if you come to the country or go outside of the country and don't show your green card, they will register you in the system as a tourist.
Okay.
And automatically, you're gonna lose your resident. The system will, yes.
Okay.
So that's really important.
So now when you come back, which is a very good perk of having your visa, you get to go through the short line. It's a little fast track, right?
Yes. If you have your green card or your visa is from the consul, or you already have your green card, never cross in the tourist line.
Because it just resets your whole
yes,
situation. You don't have to do the whole thing over again.
Everything.
So I have a question. Then when you call, you're in the US and I'm an American, and I call the consulate and get all the paperwork and all that, they give me like a visa that says I want to do this process and finish it in Mexico. Is that what it is?
Yes,
so it's not complete, right?
Yes, when you go to the consul, it's like a pre-authorization. It's like when you come to Mexico and you get married with a Mexican, or you have a son, a kid here in Mexico, or something like that, you're gonna have to pay in the ENM office the reception and study of the tramit. And sometimes you pay a penalty, and then you pay the rights and a couple of payments, and it's a little bit more long process. And when you go to the consul and get your visa over there, when you come, you don't pay any reception and study payment. You just pay the right of your resident. If it's temporal, right now the amount is 4,800 pesos. And if it's a resident permanent visa, you pay 5,800 pesos. Just that. And and almost all the process here in the country, you have to pay different kind of rights. Like for the study and reception of the tramit, some penalty, and the rights. So of course, it's so much better if you come just with your visa pre-authorized. Here we just prepare a couple of documents, do the payment, as I say, prepare the documents, the appointment, go over there, do the payment, do the process. They just put fingerprint pictures and that. Sounds a little bit difficult, and well, at the end it is, But well, I have been doing this for 10 years, so I have everything that in my mind. And it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to help you because, as I say, I saw a lot of people really having
suffering.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a word.
Yes. Jenna R. Let's see. She wants to know if she can get permission to work in her business in Mexico during her temporary residency process. So she's going through the process of getting her temporary residency, and she wants to know if she can run a business here in Mexico during that process.
Yes, the law, as I say, when you're a resident temporal, you have the rights for work, but you have to ask that permit to work.
Okay.
The first step is you go with an accountant, and you have to ask your tax number, the RFC number. With that tax number, they will give to you an activity and a regimen. Depends of what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
And after that, after you get your tax number from the SAT, the tax department, you have to prepare a couple of documents, but in simple words, you have to ask a permit to work in Migración.
Right.
How?
Okay.
You have to prepare an online format request. You have to prepare a letter request, and in that letter, you have to put what you're gonna do, for how many time, the address of the business, and more or less how much money you think you're gonna win. And with that letter, your basic information, and a couple of more documents, you make the appointment, as I say, online. Then you go to the appointment. You have to pay right now the right fee for the permit to work is like 3,000, and something.
Pesos, so
yeah, 3,000 pesos,
US.
something like that.
Okay.
And just that is just that payment, the documents. Sometimes they authorize the permit to work in the same day.
So they authorize you to work the same day.
Exactly.
Okay.
You just put fingerprints again, pictures, and they will give to you another green card. And to the temporary resident green cards, have to say permit to work.
Okay.
That's why it's really important you have the permit, because if they go to your business place and you show the temporal green card and don't say permit to work, you're gonna have problems.
Sure.
Maybe they give to you the option for make a regularization, pay a penalty and regularize your situation, but in a more bad situation, you're gonna be deported.
Oh, you get deported.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And you will be penalized
Okay.
for maybe don't come back here in the country for 5 or 10 years.
Eek.
So it's a couple, sometimes it's a penalty, sometimes it's a penalization without come to Mexico, deport you.
Don't do it that way.
And in the better,
permission.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So kind of how much would a penalization be or regularization?
Depends of the kind of work, how much money you was doing, what kind of work was.
Okay.
And everything.
Got
Yes,
it.
it's not the same just be a bartender or have a big business or
Sure.
or a
Like you
big
opened a
restaurant.
You opened a factory.
Exactly.
Right.
It's not the same. You just doing something for you.
Right. So Kevin Eros, he has a lot of questions. He's coming to Bucerias because he won a week's stay.
I think all handshakes are in here and sweaty, aren't they?
So I would recommend that he actually comes and visits you while he's here.
Yes, of course.
But let's see if we can answer a couple of his questions. I think we already got to a few of them. Does a husband and wife have to show separate incomes and assets and qualify individually?
Yes. The amount, what I say for qualify for your visa over there in the consul, for pension or balance for resident permanent or any kind of incomes or balance for resident temporal is for each one.
Okay.
But if you are married, you can go with your marriage certificate and you can share
Okay.
For example, you have like 5,000 incomes every month, and your wife just have 2.
So you can hop in on with yours.
You can exactly.
Okay, cool. And then he says, he's talking about their ages. He says they're 51 and 52 years old, respectively. I believe we will easily qualify for the permanent resident permits based on the economics, but he's heard there may also be a minimum age requirement for permanent residency. Is that true?
I didn't read that in the law. It's just the only thing I know for depends a little bit of your age is for the naturalization. If you want to do if you want to be a citizen, a Mexican, if you have 60 years old or more, you just do one test, is the language test.
Okay.
But you don't have to do the more difficult test of culture and history of the country.
Mexico.
Yes,
Okay.
but I didn't know nothing about your age.
So age doesn't seem to be a problem.
I think what I don't know if he investigate a little bit in some page or something, but I think they think that because for get your resident permanent visa, as I say, you have to be pensioned.
Okay.
Doesn't matter if you are working and you are making 10, 15,000 pesos, dollars, for month. Doesn't matter.
They want to see the pension.
Yes.
Okay.
If you are making 10, 15,000 pesos, dollars per month for the last 12 months or something, but it's not pension, it's just work income, you're gonna get a resident temporal.
Okay.
So that's why maybe they are thinking about the age, because if you have some age, you have your pension. And if you're pension, you qualify.
Yeah.
It's not that important the age, means more important the pension.
Yeah, but you have a special way to get around that, and he needs to come see you.
Yes, of course.
That special way. Don't worry, we got you covered.
So in that case, for them, it will be they're 50 something. They will have to apply for temporary for a few years till they get the pension for a few times. However, they can do that.
Right now, if they get the visa, the resident temporal visa, they just come here to the country. We change that visa for a green card, temporal green card for 1 year. 30 days before that green card expires, we can renew for another 3 years. And after that 4 years as a resident temporal, we can apply for a resident permanent here. They don't have to go again to the consul and prove any kind of incomes and nothing. Of course, it's so much better. You just go to the consul and get your permanent visa directly, no?
Right.
But if you just come with your resident temporal and we take care about your process, for sure you're gonna get your permanent.
Okay.
So it's step by step.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then he's just asking what's the cost? What's the price range for him and his wife want to become permanent residents? About how much are they looking at to pay for those fees for your time? And your time, and then plus the government.
Okay, for the appointment in the consul, you have to pay like $50, $50, and for give to you all the information, prepare the documents, and help you for get your appointment in the consul. As I say, I just charge another $50, 1,000 pesos.
Okay.
And here, for do all the process for change your visa for the green card, is $200, 4,000 pesos.
Okay.
And as I say, if you have your temporal visa, the amount is 4,800 pesos. And if you come with your permanent visa, is 5,800 pesos, sorry.
Okay.
And so more or less, you're gonna spend like
$500?
10,000 pesos.
Yeah.
For
Okay.
the whole process.
Yeah. Not bad.
No, and you don't worry about anything.
Not bad at all.
You don't spend
I
time,
think
gas.
That's well worth it. That's a good deal.
So, however, I will give to you my card and my general information of the.
Yeah, and they could also just come to the office, right? Like
Yes.
You guys they're located right here. It's kind of like on the same street as La Postal, just like a block up towards the highway.
Facebook?
Yeah, and then on Facebook, we'll put all the links in the description.
Yes.
So you'll be able to find them.
That's right.
All right, Sergio, you are you're a wealth of knowledge. Thank you very much for everything that you've done today. It's a pleasure meeting you.
No, it's a pleasure
And
to me.
as Joel says, nos vemos, hasta luego y adiós desde Bucerias.